Hello and welcome to More Yoga Fitness. My name is Kathy. Today we're going to be doing a yoga strong practice utilizing lighter dumbbells to increase the intensity of some of the moves in this practice. If you like the video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. We're going to begin seated on our mat, starting with your hands at heart center. Go ahead and take some breaths and set your mantra for your practice. Inhale, open the arms in a V, palms up. Exhale, hands at heart center, bow forward. Breathe in, open the arms up wide. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, open the arms up wide in a V. Again, exhale, prayer hands, bow forward and twist. Taking your elbow to the opposite thigh and gazing over the shoulder. For increased intensity, open up the arms floor to ceiling. Draw your hands at heart center and come back to center. Exhale, bow forward. Breathe in, open the arms up into a V. Exhale. Bow forward and twist the opposite direction, taking a gentle seated twist here or opening up the arms floor to ceiling. Returning to prayer hands and coming back to seated. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, open those V arms and bring your hands down to your hips. We're going to open our legs up into a Dragonfly Pose here. Laterally bent. Open up nice and wide and sweep across the body, finding your opposite foot. Inhale, open up. Exhale, bend laterally. Inhale, T-arm, sweep across and reach. Open up and bend. Open up, sweep across, and hold. Bring both hands to the sole of the foot. Chest to thigh. Walking the hands up, we're going to grab a dumbbell and do those same movements with a lateral bend, opening up and sweeping across with our lightweight dumbbell. A couple more rounds of those same poses. And go ahead and release the weight to the earth. Taking yourself down, chest lowering toward the floor into a full Dragonfly Fold here. Let's walk our hands back in till our torso is tall, and we'll take those same poses on side B. Laterally bend and hold it to start. Open the arm up wide and sweep across the body, finding the opposite foot. Inhale, open up. Exhale, bend. Open up, sweep across. Open up and bend. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale, sweep. And bring both hands behind the sole of your foot, drawing your chest closer to your thigh. Walking the hands in to bring your torso up, grabbing your weight and flowing from that lateral bend to a T-arm and sweeping across to the opposite foot. 2 more times. release our weight to the floor. Folding those feet in as we come into cobbler's pose. Bringing the soles of the feet together, knees pressing toward the earth on both sides, opening up your inner thigh, groin, and hips. Lift your chin and your chest on your exhale. Draw your chest down toward your feet and then bow the crown of the head down toward the mat. Roll up slowly. Let's take our weights and do a few arm movements here with our bicep curl, keeping the Baddhakonasana legs. Just singles here to start. Going into a shoulder press, bicep, shoulder press, and down. Just pulsing here. My wrist is level with my elbow height. 1 inch up and down. Switching it up and drawing the weights together and then taking it into a shoulder press. Bicep curl, shoulder, down, together, bicep, shoulder, down, together. A few more of these. And release. Fold the knees together, and we'll make our way into a tabletop position. Extending right leg long, left arm forward. Coming into spinal balance, tapping the floor and lifting. Nice job. Grabbing the weight with your hand. And just pulsing here. A little 1 inch up and down pulse. Arm and opposite leg. Great job. And release the weight. Shift your hips side to side for just a bit. We'll do a couple rounds of cat-cow, rounding into cat, inhaling in cow, exhale cat, breathe in cow. One more round. Come to a neutral spine. And we'll do side B here, extending right arm forward, left leg back. Touching the floor and lifting your toe and your pinky. Grabbing the weight with your arm. Little pulses up and down. Hold here and release the weight from your hand. Good job. Let's tuck our toes, lift the tailbone, and find downward facing dog. Bending opposite knees. pressing your heels toward the earth. Right leg lifts, bend your knee, roll it open, stacking your hips and rolling out your ankle. Toe comes to the sky, and come back to downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, bend the knee, roll it open, stack your hips, and roll your ankle out if that feels good to you. Toe to the sky and bring it back down to meet the right. Walk your feet up towards your hands. Half lift, flat back. Go ahead and release your hands from your legs and grab onto your dumbbells. We're going to find movement here for our back. Lift up, arms wide, together and down. Lift, open, close, and down. A few more. Switching it up, we're going to lift, open 3, 2, 1, lower down, lift, 3, 2, 1, 2 more, up, 3, 2, 1, last time, lift, 3, 2, 1, lower down. Nice work. Set your weights aside. Grab opposite elbows and hang out here in ragdoll for a few breaths. Step back with the right. You're on the ball of the right foot. We're coming into lizard pose. Grabbing onto your weight with your right hand, reaching up toward the sky in your side angle pose, floor to ceiling. Reach the arm overhead, sky, hip, sky, overhead, sky, hip, sky, and my eyes follow the weight. Tucking the arm underneath the rib cage and opening up. 2, inhale up. Last one, inhale up. Stepping back and finding your side plank. Bringing your hand to the mat, coming into a plank. Stepping up to the top of the mat. Inhale, mountain pose. And draw your hands to heart center. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Step back with your left leg. Taking the weight with your left arm and opening up floor to ceiling in your side angle pose. Drawing overhead, sky, hip, sky, overhead. Inhale, sky, exhale, hip. Breathe in, sky. One more time. Tucking under the rib cage and opening up. Under, overhead, down, and up. Hold here, step back, plank pose, side plank. Stack wrist over wrist. Drawing your hand back to the mat and coming into plank. Stepping up to the top of the mat and rising up into your mountain pose. Hands come to heart center. Preparing ourselves for more strength moves with our weights. Lifting your leg into stork with bicep arms. We're going to pulse both the leg and the arms. Keeping your knee relatively level to your hip height. Holding the leg still and doing a bicep curl with a shoulder press. Keeping your knee level with your hip. Go ahead and step back with our stork leg, working the triceps here. At the top of your movement, squeezing at the elbow and tricep. Extending overhead in your crescent with weights. Drawing the knee down toward the mat and then extending back up, squeezing your glute and kneecap. Holding here, arms come to the hips, step up to the top of your mat. Side B, stork leg, slight pulse. Holding your stork leg still and combining a bicep curl and a shoulder press. Stepping back with your stork leg and coming into tricep extensions. Just a few more here. Don't forget to squeeze at the top of your movement, your elbows and your triceps. Lifting the arms overhead with weights, crescent pose. Go ahead and drop the knee down toward the mat and extend straight leg up. And release. Go ahead and set your weights down. Preparing here for a series of balance poses. Let's start with palms pressed. We're going to bring our peace fingers to big toes on the right and start extending your heel forward, coming into a single leg balance pose here. Sending energy through your heel. Drawing that leg slowly out to the side in variation B here. Drawing your other hand out to the side to assist you with your balance. Reaching underneath and extending your leg up long. Releasing the leg and finding tree. Hands start at heart center until we find our grounding. When you're there, grow your branches. Hands come to heart center and release. Beautiful job. Let's do that on the other side. Peace fingers to big toes on the left. Energy out your heel as you extend your leg forward. Finding that drishti point, that gazing point that assists you in your balance. Drawing your leg out to the side and releasing your hand from your hip as you reach off opposite your leg to increase your balance. Reaching underneath the leg, pointing the toe, and trying to draw your thigh as close to your chest as possible. Treeing up your leg, being aware of your knee joint and being above or below it. Hands start at prayer. Drishti takes your distraction to direction, and your branches grow when you're ready. Excellent job. Release. Roll out your ankle a little bit. Your standing legs get kind of tired in these balance poses. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, half lift. Fold in half. Breath in, Tadasana. Hands at heart center. Inhale, open up. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, flat back. Fold forward. Rise up, reach up. Hands at heart center. Breath in, mountain. Swan dive down. Flat back, forward fold, mountain pose, hands at heart center. Let's take ourselves to the top of our mat and flow. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Breath in, half lift. Step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, lift the tailbone, downward facing dog. Make your way to the top of the mat, half lift, fold, mountain pose, swan dive down, half lift, chaturanga. Lift your heart in up dog, lift your tail in down dog. Make your way to the top of your mat, half lift, forward fold, mountain, fold, lift, flow through your vinyasa. I'll meet you in downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, step the right foot forward, and we'll hop switch 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, warrior 1. Warrior 2, exhale. Reach forward, side angle floor to ceiling. Straighten your front leg. Breathe in as you reverse your triangle. Cartwheel down to the mat, step back, flow through your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, step to the outside of the left hand, hop switch 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 2. Reach forward, hand plants on the earth. Open up floor to ceiling, straighten your front leg. Breathe in, reverse your triangle. Exhale, cartwheel to the mat and flow through your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, step forward, hop switch, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, warrior 1, warrior 2, side angle, triangle, reverse triangle, cartwheel, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, left lifts, step forward, hop switch, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, warrior 1, warrior 2, side angle, triangle, reverse triangle, cartwheel down, chaturanga, up dog, press back, downward facing dog, right leg lifts, step forward, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, warrior 1, warrior 2, side angle, triangle, reverse, cartwheel, step back and flow through your vinyasa. Meet and down dog, left leg lift, step forward, hop switch, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, warrior 1, 2, side angle, triangle, reverse triangle, cartwheel, step back and flow. This time we meet in child's pose. Take a moment here to reset, taking some nice big breaths in your child's pose. Come forward into tabletop, tuck the toes, come into down dog. Setting up for pigeon pose here. Go ahead and grab your weights. We're going to do some pigeon tricep push-ups here. Elbows rub against the rib cage, lower the chest down toward the mat, and press away as you straighten the arms. A few more. Moving the arms, right arm, then left. We're coming into some shoulder moves here. Stopping at shoulder height when your wrist is level with your shoulder. Front raises in our pigeon leg. Set your weights aside and take pigeon by lowering your chest as close as you can to the earth. Taking breaths here. Releasing through the hips. Coming to tall arms. Tuck the toes and press back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Come forward into your pigeon side B. Grabbing your weights and preparing for those pigeon tricep push-ups. Lower the chest and press away. Down and up, a few more rounds. Each time you lower the chest a little bit deeper for more of a dynamic stretch through the hips. Front raises here, right, then left. Continue alternating, making sure you stop when your wrist is the height of your shoulder. Setting your weights aside and lowering your chest down for a nice pigeon stretch. Walking your hands up slowly and pressing back into downward facing dog. Let's bring ourselves onto our backs here. We're going to have our weights nearby. Bringing them into your hands and raising them right above your chest. We're going to lift our hips and come into a nice bridge pose here. Maybe you choose to come onto the balls of your feet like I did, or you can leave your feet flat. Coming into a tricep headbanger and combination chest fly. One of each. Alternating the two. Tricep, chest, tricep, chest. Release the weights from your arms. From here, we're going to come into a bridge or wheel. I'm in wheel. Take yourself down to the mat. We're going to take another opportunity to either take a bridge or a wheel. Option 1 is bridge, interlacing the hands underneath your hips, lifting the hips up high, or again, taking wheel. And I'm going to have you lift up into wheel, and if you'd like, you can take any variation. I'm going to go ahead and lift up one of my legs in my wheel pose. This is an option for you. Returning back down to the mat. Our counter pose is Souptabatakanasana, reclined butterfly. One hand on heart, one hand on your belly. Fold your legs together. Draw your right knee in, knee to nose. Left leg extends long but is hovering. Switch sides. Left knee in. Extend both legs long. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Chest into your lap. A great stretch for the low back. Back sides of the legs. Feel free to bind behind your feet or use a strap if your flexibility won't allow a full fold. Hands come to heart center. We're going to close our practice here with one final breath together. As you inhale, draw your thumb knuckles to your third eye. Exhale, bow forward. Namaste. The divine light in me honors and respects the divine light in each of you.